let's get to today's video. Today's video we're talking about stereotypes in horoscope, my horoscope, Scorpio, because I feel like this is something I've never talked about on this platform, but this is something that shaped who I am today as a human being. Because everybody always commends me on my confidence, but I feel like there's a huge difference between confidence and self-awareness. Not like there's a huge difference, but it goes kind of hand in hand. Confidence kind of emanates from you being very sure of who you are as a person. So because until you're sure of who you are, you're not going to trip over somebody calling you an idiot or a bastard, because you're like, yeah bitch, but I know who the fuck I am. And I feel like that is where most of my confidence comes from, because I really do fuck with myself heavy and I know who I am as a human being. And today, my target audience is not even for people in my age range, because most of us in our age range, the reason we don't learn or grow is because we feel like, oh, I have it all figured out. What are you going to tell me that's different? Or another thing people will say is, you know, horoscopes are overrated. I mean, shut up, man. Don't say anything until you've read about it properly, or don't carry your research out properly. But this content is targeting people younger than me, people in my sister's age range, like 14, 13, 12, basically till you're 16, from like maybe 12 to 16, because that was the age I felt like I was finding out who I was as a person. And when I was growing, especially in the beginning of secondary school, as Americans would call it high school, but in the beginning of secondary school, I really battled with myself. It was a journey like Jekyll and Hyde in my mind, because I didn't fit in with the popular crowd because I was too loud for that. At the same time, I couldn't fit in with like the nerd people, because although I was smart, I was still too loud for that. So it was like you could not really put Ella in your box, because I could have a conversation with anybody and blend. Like, I don't know how that happens, but I'm just really good with conversating with about anybody. And I knew that about myself when I had to work in customer service, because people really fucked with me, you know. Anywho, but I feel like most of my confidence just came from me stumbling on this thing called zodiac signs and learning, oh my god, so this is normal, like there's other people that like me, oh my god. So yeah, this is me just helping anybody in that age range right now. If you don't fit in, baby, it's okay. Like, believe in your individuality. No two people are created the same way. Like, it's honestly fine. Like, today the topic is 10 stereotypes that I've come across about Scorpios. I'm going to be telling you how they relate to me, if they even relate to me at all, if I've already acknowledged it, and if it's a bad stereotype, how I deal with it. Like, how I deal with knowing you are this person and trying not to come across as that kind of person. So if you're not a Scorpio, that's fine, please don't go. You might still be able to relate to some like personality traits. And if you are a Scorpio, please sit back, because you know there's just many of us out there that are so misunderstood, and I feel like it's just not fair, because we're really good human beings, but most of the times I feel like my intentions are so misunderstood. Like, I can intend for my actions to mean something, and then it's taken a different way most of the time. So, you know, I'm just going to tell you, people, go through the internet, search, you know, popular Scorpio stereotypes, and you know, we could talk about it together. And I don't care if you're a Virgo, Aquarius, Capricorn, all of that nonsense. You probably have your own stereotypes to deal with, and that's fine. But I'm just telling you, like, if you're at that place where you're struggling to understand who you are, don't be afraid to do your research properly, so you can like gain actual confidence. So yeah, let's go through it. Do you know the first one I want to talk about right now is the jealousy? Because every time you read about Scorpios, they tell you their negative traits is jealousy, possessiveness, clinginess, and I want to clear that up, because like my exes, I've only had 2 exes in my life, so yeah, just 2. I feel like at the beginning of both of those relationships, my jealousy kind of came off as insecurity, and that's what I want to talk about right now, because it's like I feel like, yeah, if I come off jealous, it's just because I don't want anybody fucking with my property. Because I remember in my last relationship, in the beginning, because later in the end, sorry guys, my battery went off. So yeah, in my last relationship, like later in the end, we acknowledged, oh okay, I feel like I had to learn towards the end that there's a difference between a woman getting a man's attention and you keeping his attention. Because honestly, so many people are going to get your man's attention. You can't be tripping every time, and tripping every time honestly does come across as insecurity. That's what I learned. But from my perspective, not like I'm trying to justify it, but I'm just saying from my perspective, genuinely, I just don't like people talking to my property. Because I remember when Michael would go somewhere, he'd be like, oh, I saw this your friends, blah blah, and they were asking me if I'm Ella's boyfriend, blah blah. And it used to honestly piss me off, because why are you talking to my man if I'm not there? It's just a respect thing. If I don't see you next to your man, even though I've seen him on your social media before, I'm honestly not gonna go talk to him, because it's not my business. It's honestly not my business. Like, I don't know where girls get that vim from, you know, to go up to somebody and say, oh, you're Ella's boyfriend. I feel like that's disrespectful. But most of the times when I used to say that, Michael, I know he used to take it like I didn't trust him or I was insecure. No, and it's like, I don't even think that far, babe. I really don't. All I just think about is people being disrespectful. Well, you know, once I was able to acknowledge this is how I was coming across, I was coming across as jealous, I was coming across as insecure. I was like, oh shit, you know what, it's not that deep. People will always try to chat to your man, and as possessive of a person as I can get, I had to just let that part of me slide and go. Right now, yeah, because I'm aware of that being a stereotype in my personality, I had to find something to tell myself every time, like, it's not that deep, you're keeping his attention, you're keeping his attention. You know what I mean? So let's go to the second stereotype: secretive and private. Let me read what they're saying. Good luck getting the secret out of a Scorpio, especially about something that really matters. They are not the type to disclose everything you need to know, and they are most certainly not going to tell you the entire truth about their insecurities and feelings. This is so true, and I feel like this is one of, I relate to this heavy, because this is one of the reasons I started Unveil. I'm honestly a very private person, very private, very secretive, and Unveil was created as a platform for me to be open, just so anybody else going through what the fuck I'm going through can relate and be like, you know what, Ella already said it's fine, so I'm gonna relax. So this is more of me even trying to be selfless and open, because I have friends that I know are there for me, but I would never tell them when I'm sad or angry or depressed or being fucked over. It's just so hard. Like, I just don't like feeling vulnerable, because I'm such a strong person. You don't even have to tell me that. Like, I feel like I should already have it all figured out, and I don't just like being put in a place where I have to be vulnerable. It's just, it takes too much for me. And that's one thing I knew about myself, and to like finesse that, I had to start this. I had to start Unveil to put myself more out there. And with friendship wise, I always still go back to fill my friends in, but only after I've come out of this situation. At least it's better than keeping it all to yourself, you know what I mean? But yeah, that part is very true, people. It's very true. Scorpios, why? This one says I'm intuitive and spiritual. Yep, they tend to have foresight and insight into things that many people tend to miss. I feel like I don't even know how to exaggerate this, you know, because it's just me. Like, I feel like I'm such a Scorpio to a T, because this foresight thing, yeah, like, I feel like I can sense vibes heavy, and that's why I don't fuck with a lot of people, because I trust energy is heavy. Even before you open your mouth, if I'm just in your presence, I can call your bluff. And like, I'm so unapologetic about it, because like, what am I wasting my time for? Like, and like, there's so many examples I want to give, especially like from my last relationship. Like, maybe if we went out, or there was this time, yeah, this girl, I'm going to say this story, I don't care, story time. There's this time I was with Michael, yeah, at his house, and this girl, I think she's the friend of all of them there that were in the house, but she came. And so the guys that were there, Michael and his guys that were there, they went to the balcony for a cigarette. And this girl, she's apparently their friend, but I've never seen her before. And you're there. Just from when I saw her in the house as she came in, my body was not feeling right. So the boys went outside to do a cigarette or something, and me and Chine were around. Chine is my sister. We stayed in the parlor here because we don't want cigarettes, you know. I'm not a cigarette girl. Anywho, that's not what I'm talking about. I stayed in the parlor. This girl, she could have stayed in the parlor to have girls' moments and just with us, but no, she went to join the guys in the balcony. And I was just looking at her, eyeing her, because my spirit was not settled. After 5 seconds, I turned to the balcony. This girl was trying to sit down on my man's leg. Please. I just looked. I knew Michael won't allow it because he's just that kind of person. He told her to stand up. But I just looked. I was like, do you want me to slap you? Are you stupid? Are you mad? And the thing that pained me is that, you know, his girlfriend is here. There are other boys in that balcony you could have flirted with that are single. Why gonna go and sit down on my man's leg? Are you mad? And when I was not telling Michael about it that time, he just made it look like I was stripping, like, oh, she didn't sit down, she didn't sit down. And I know, like, yeah, I'm not mad at you, but you're going to have to follow me and rant about how much of a hoe she is, because you're not gonna come and disrespect me in my own house at that time. Yeah, but yeah, I just feel like I'm intuitive like that. I just know when somebody's fake before they even do some fake shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I'm really spiritual as well. I feel like I'll have an episode where I really talk about my spirituality and God's presence in my life, but that's for another episode. What other stereotype of mine? This is the favorite one. More sexual than your average. I feel like I'll put this on the screen as I'm talking so you guys can see what I'm saying as well. But yeah, this is the one that I struggled with from when I was a kid, because honestly, believe it or not, from such a young age I was really sexual, but not like I was a hoe, because I never had sex till late in my life, like college late. But up until then, I knew, like, rah, this is not normal. And I was able to be confident about it because I read about Scorpios and I was like, rah, oh, we're all sexual. Okay, cool then. But yeah, let me read what this says. Scorpios tend to be well known for their generally sexy aura and for being particularly sexual beings. This doesn't mean what most people think it means. When a Scorpio is in love and committed, they are very sexual, and it will supposedly go where others won't, but Scorpios don't fall in love easily. Like, please tell me you don't know that, Ella. Like, all my friends, please tell me you don't feel like that's me. Like, I can't be a hoe because, like, no, like, I don't even judge people. Like, if you're a hoe, I'm all up for it. If you can sleep at night in peace knowing you're a hoe, I'm on your team, I support that. But the only reason I'm not a hoe is because my conscience will disturb me so much at night. Yeah, that's why I feel like I can't be switching up men or recycling men like that. But when I'm in a relationship, I can't be a hoe because, like, oh, you want happy. Yeah, but that's the only time my true sexualness comes out. When I'm in a relationship. What do you want, daddy? I can be different. You want a nurse? You want a freaking, you know, foreplay, role play, whatever it is, daddy, I got you. I'm just that kind of person, babe. Nah. Yeah, but that one is very me. It's really very me. And then the last one I'm going to talk about today, because I'm just trying to keep it at 5 stereotypes. I wanted to do 10, but I don't want this video to be too long. So the last one I'm seeing here is obsessive and possessive. Let me just read what they say. when Scorpios become fixated on a thing or a person, it's game over. The desire to know everything about that thing or person, he or she becomes theirs in their mind, and then they will do what they need to for it or she or he to actually be theirs. I just feel so open and like exposed right now because I am such a passionate person, and whether it be things that I create or the people in my life, I'm just so passionate about it. And I feel like that's one of the reasons I try not to bring people too close, because I will always go out of my way for you way more than you might for me. And I feel like more than anything, that's why I'm so comfortable in this new thing that I am in. I've not labeled it as anything. I don't know. I'm just going to say a new thing. I'm so comfortable in it because this is like the first time in my life like I'm having somebody look out for me like I would for them. And it's really nice, you know. But yeah, I'm just prone to putting too much, like 110% into what I believe in. Like this, my acting. Very soon I must go ham on music because I feel like that's something I always had inside me, but I was too shy to bring out. You know what I mean? Because these freestyles now, I'm not going to lie and say, you know what, I didn't like secretly used to write lyrics once upon a time. Not even once upon a time, like every phase of my life. Fucking people. Every phase in my life, yeah, if you check my phone, like the notes on my phone, you see like the lyrics I've written. But I was just so shy, and I feel like music has been taken over by so many fakeries. Like I couldn't be asked to compete, but you know, as I read in a tweet, if Rihanna was so bothered about too many makeup artists being there, she would not have started Fenty Beauty. So I'm like, maybe it's time for me to actually see where that takes me, you know? You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, I'm just known to always put 110% into stuff I believe in. But that's the end of today's video. It's time for the freestyle today. Cool. Let me find the instrumental. Beach. I feel like after doing today's freestyle, I'm going to like tell you people, like break it down in detail so you can hear what I'm actually saying, just in case I'm too fast, because this one is actually more close to my heart and because it makes so much sense, and I feel like I wrote about it based on what I'm feeling right now. Because sometimes, you know, you want to just lie and say it rhymes, but this one actually. Wait, let me see. If you're not moving correct, then man's gonna drop you. Fuck around, get a bitch to replace you. Your man's in my DM saying that he loves you. I'm just playing, but he really know he love me. Fast forward a couple months, I'm with this new thing from around here, love. Never said he loved me, but his actions kinda show it though. Give a woman one thing, best believe she'll multiply it too. Do you dig that? Remember? Okay, wait, shit, I forgot. Your man's be thinking this affection shit is really jarring, but you really back for watching them and treat her like a darling. Remember all those times and messages that you be airing. Haha, bitch, now look, another man is really caring. All those times you tried to face an argument and you were snoring. Now she's really with another dude that don't be disappearing. But that's the end of today's video, guys. Thank you for staying with me throughout today. I really do love you. Take care, okay? Bye.